Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast live. And today we have Canada's #1 reggae and dancehall club DJ in the building. You know who we have? We have White Boy in the building today. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
I'm great, bro. Thank you so very much for being, again, my first guest on actually, this is our live segments now.
No problem. I mean? Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Listen, you know how it goes.
If anybody could scroll to our very first picture, White Boy is our first picture on Instagram. If you go to our very first episode on Entertainment Report podcast, White Boy is our first guest. Now, if you're here with us right now for the Entertainment Report podcast live, guess who's our first guest? White Boy. My brother, let's get into this here. All right. First question I gotta ask you: How is everything going right now? How are you dealing with this whole quarantine and lockdown and everything going on in the city right now?
I'm going crazy. Actually, I'm bored out of my mind. Like I'm not typically used to this at all. I'm used to be on the go, and it's actually slowed me down drastically. And I just don't even know what to do with myself half the time.
Yeah, because I know it seems like both things that you're involved with got affected immediately, which is nightlife and vacationing. You're always flying somewhere or another. So then it's like both of them imploded at the exact same time.
Yeah, everything from the promotions, the marketing, the DJing, the traveling, everything at once just shut down.
Yeah, that's crazy. So let me ask you, when did this actually come up on your radar when you started to hear about Corona and stuff like that? Where was the first time you remember hearing about that?
So I'm a guy that actually pays attention to CNN. Like CNN is my #1 watch all the time. I'm not really into this 90-Day Fiance. Mind you, I've started to watch it now, but I haven't really been into those type of shows initially. Like every day when you go home, CNN. So I've actually been following this from day one in China, from very day one when it started to release. Yeah, and so I've been paying attention to this daily since January, early January.
Yeah. Okay. And then when did you actually see that, hold on, it's not only in China, but this is now going to start affecting us over here? Where was that switch for you?
Well, I said that from the very jump. I told my wife at the time, I said, listen, they need to close the airports because the minute people hop on a plane and go abroad, it's going to spread everywhere. And I watched, and the airports didn't go, and Canada didn't shut down, and the US didn't shut down, and the other countries didn't shut down, and look where we are. And it still hasn't shut down fully. I mean, it's shut down 95%, but still not fully. So people are still traveling around the world with it.
But a lot of time it's after the fact, because if you say shut down, now it seems like you're just shutting the problem into the country right now, opposed to shutting it out of the country.
Well, it's better to shut it down internally and then lock it down, and so it doesn't come in from outside.
Yeah. That's true. It's crazy. It's wild. You know what I mean?
100%.
You say you haven't do a conversation. No. And how long do you see this actually lasting for?
I see it going until at least June or July, maybe longer.
You think it's going to be actually going that long?
Definitely.
Okay. How long do you think we're actually going to have businesses locked down, people at home and all that stuff?
I think the smart thing to do for all of us would be to lock down for at least 3 to 4 weeks until the virus is contained and everybody's clean and the houses are clean and the streets are clean and the stores are clean. And but yeah, the world, I think it might take a little bit longer. If the world really wants it done correctly, everything just needs to shut down for 2 or 3 weeks, identify the cases, and then at that time, we can start to heal and overcome. That's what they did in China. In China, you were told you weren't allowed outside your house. If you went outside your house, you're going to jail. Everybody stayed in their house. And now today in China, in Wuhan especially, everybody's out, businesses are operable, and everybody's hopping on trains and buses and automobiles right now because they did what they were told. We don't listen to what we're told.
No.
In the West. You have to remember,
we're a totally different society than China is, because remember, when you're in China, it's basically everybody's Chinese, so they adhere to whatever's going on. When you come to Canada now, basically nobody's from here. Everybody's from somewhere else, so we're doing the Canadian way, plus we're doing our own way of things. You understand what I mean?
100%. I agree 100%, which is bad at the same time because, you know, even some of my friends and my colleagues, you know, they don't take talking. They ain't take. Do what? What are you going to do? If I go outside, what y'all going to do? Go outside.
Yeah.
Why? So that mentality is what's creating the problem and the spread, because you are going out and spreading it without even knowing that you're spreading it.
Yeah.
You know
Because
what?
you don't feel it at first, so then you don't know if you're spreading it, if you have it, or whatever the case is.
Definitely. And just because you don't have it and I don't have it doesn't mean somebody else doesn't have it. So we could just be spreaders. I told Capone, for example, Capone, I'm going to call him out too. He's been outside. He came back from Jamaica. I'm like, Capone, you're a spreader. That's your new name. Yeah, spreader.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going around spreading all type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's serious. And then now you're talking about we work in entertainment. Entertainment is what we do full time. How has this affected you as somebody that's been in entertainment, and how do you see it affecting the overall industry?
It's affected me, like I said, on the level of just my mindset. Like ever since I started doing parties, which was a long time ago, as you know, and many of the people know, this is what I do day in and day out. I wake up Monday morning, it's the next party for the next weekend. I finish that weekend, then it's Monday again. I'm on to the next venture for the following weekend. So when I wake up on Monday morning and there's nothing to do within myself, I'm lost. Number one, I don't know what to do. The DJing element is completely out the door, obviously, because we're not able to gather in groups. So for me, it just put like a brick wall right in front of me and just stopped me and said, okay, now what do I do? But I mean, overall, financially, us all as DJs, promoters, a lot of the waitresses, a lot of the bar backs, people that rely on this, they're again just hit with a brick wall, and you just run into it, and then that's it. It just stops. So your finances are stopped. You don't know where you're going to get your next money from, and you don't know how long this is going to go on, as we've spoken about a few minutes ago, to know when the next money will come in. You just don't know, right?
And that's the real issue, because I was telling my wife what it seems like. It seems like it's a squeeze on the middle, because if you're poor, you didn't have anything to begin with, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
If you're rich, you don't care because you're rich. You see, us in the middle now, it's like, this is a real defining time. It's like, are you going to the bottom or are you rising to the top? That's really the issue that I find happening right now. If you're in the middle, where the majority of people are right now, in the middle.
I think being in the middle is not really a bad place to be. I'd rather be in the middle than be the rich guy right now, in the sense that if you're rich, you don't know how to adapt. It's hard for you to adapt to not having. So you're going to continuously just have to spend and take care of the others around you. When you're in the middle, like for example, as you said, we came from little, we didn't have much. So right now when it's tough, I can go back and eat a craft dinner, no problem. I can eat a ravioli,
Come on, we practice that a couple of times a week just to make sure we stay grounded and understand what's going on around.
100%. So it's like with being in the middle, you're able to remember where you came from and adapt back to that, and able to adjust financially. And that's what I'm finding myself doing, is being, okay, you know what? Yes, I might not be able to take a trip. That's cool. I'm fine with that. I've taken many of trips. I might not be able to go to, the nearest restaurant or drive. I'm cool with that. I can box a McDonald's, a piece of bread or a hot dog, no problem. Or grilled cheese and work on that for a month. No problem.
Yeah. It's wild out here. What's your contingency plan when you think you're back on the road? What's your first thing you want to do when you get back on the road?
We gotta have a party. No, like for me, it's just I don't know. I guess getting things back up and running. Like a lot of people that I would say we as a community rely on us as well. So a lot of people help us out, and our team members, I wouldn't say employees, team members in the marketing and the DJing and the promotion field that we do. And a lot of people that are, not beneath, but beside us, but rely on us for a lot of things, for their employment and their little extra spending money. So for me, I just want to get back up and running so everybody can start to make money again, and everybody can start to be okay, because it's affected a lot of people.
And it was almost, to me, because I watch a lot of CNN and CP24, but to me, it went from getting crazy to full out crazy almost like overnight. You know what I mean? I remember I was with Hood Celebrity on the Friday. We did a podcast, and all right, she performed on a Friday, and I think by the Saturday, you guys were locked down.
Yeah, well,
that's what instantaneous to us.
We knew that it was coming, and I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, we knew that on Saturday we were going to be faced with a drastic change, because Friday was already leading in that direction. We already had her in the city. We paid for her flights. We knew that she was, well, we knew, obviously we knew but she was here and she was wanting to perform. So we went ahead with the event. The event still took a drastic hit, but we knew Saturday, potentially we're not going to open. And even if we do open, the likeliness of getting people to come out would be very slim because the media had just blown it. Like, it was blown up at that point.
Yeah.
But it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's definitely, because remember, you're now dealing with a lot of people's lives, stuff going on. There's a lot of variables going on in one time, even though it's silent and you can't see, it's invisible. You can't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Of course, 100%. And like, you're seeing all the old people drop out one by one and being affected. You know, the elderly are getting hit the most. And aside from just everywhere else, but the nursing homes and stuff just around the GTA, these people have been locked in their homes, the nursing homes. So they didn't go anywhere to get this. Somebody brought it to them. That's
true. Visiting, when you visit them, you visit the grandmother, your grandfather, somebody elderly that's in the home. So you brought it in with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Crazy. It's so crazy. But enough doom and gloom. Let's get into some of your history now.
All right.
If you're to describe yourself in a few sentences, never met you before, describe yourself to me and what you do.
Hi, my name's James. I'm a DJ. I'm from Toronto, Canada.
I
know DJ White Boy. What kind of music do you play, White Boy? Oh, I play reggae with a splash of soca and hip hop.
Yeah. All right. And how did you even get your name there, DJ White Boy?
I was the one white guy around all the black guys growing up, so it kind of just got labeled on me back in the 90s.
Yeah. Just one of those things, and then it stuck from there.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. And I think me and you had our conversations and our podcasts in the past, but for those who hadn't heard that, it's one of those things where everywhere I would go back in the 90s, especially, be like, yo, you know, look, a white boy, yo, yeah, man, the white boy over there. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to run with that. Sounds good. It's going to work. They're going to call me it anyways when I'm not there. So I'm going to run with it.
Own it. You know what I mean?
Own it.
What's some of your earliest childhood memories? Whether it's music or anything, one of the first things you remember as a child?
One of the earliest memories that I have actually is when I was 4. I fell off a slide in the playground in the building where I grew up here in McCowan and Eglinton, and I cracked my head open. That's the scar right here.
Okay, that's a scar from back then.
Yeah. So I basically, what had happened is when you go down a slide, you know, you turn around and you run up as a kid because you don't want to go back and go up the stairs. So I ran up the slide, and at the top I turned around. And when I turned around, I flipped over the edge. And when I flipped over the edge, I lived in, like I said, McCowan and Eglinton. The concrete didn't have gravel and sand at that time. It was concrete. And
it was concrete right off.
Yes. And then there was these big blocks. So I ended up smashing my head. I had 23 staples here. My skull was compressed to my brain, and I was in the hospital for 2 weeks at Sick Kids, and I nearly died. I remember standing up when I fell and looking down, and my head was covered head to toe in blood. And I remember looking at my sandals. I had Rambo sandals on at that time.
Yeah, Rambo.
And that's, I can remember, it's funny, I didn't pass out, I didn't go unconscious. I remember my dad came and grabbed me. My body was literally red like your robe there. And took me to Scarborough General, and I remember the whole thing. And then, like I said, I was in Scarborough General, Sick Kids Hospital for like 2 weeks. So that would be my earliest memory. Yeah.
Wow, that is so, I didn't even think, I had no idea you were going to go that way there. You know what I mean? You see the trick with it. A lot of people see you guys as DJs. You guys are playing the music. You're up there. You're talking to Mike. You're entertaining everybody. But a lot of people, I'd say 98% of the people that you interact with don't really know you personally. A lot of people don't even know that your name is really James. A lot of people swear to God your name is White Boy. You know what I mean? Exactly, you're gonna pull out your passport, and it's gonna say White Boy.
White Boy, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yo, it's crazy. Wow. Let's get into your career here. When it came to music, do you remember the first record you ever purchased?
I don't remember the first records I ever purchased, but I remember the first records that we stole.
Yeah.
It was funny. We were about 10 years old, and my friend Greg at the time, his dad, used to have a sound in the basement at 400, and I remember it was a Rab Attack rhythm at that time, and it was the Arab Attack.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember, I remember stealing one of those records at that time, and this was around the same time as Slam came out and Gangali came out and Flex and all those times. This would have been like 92, 91, 92, 93, around there, give or take. And
Okay.
yeah, that would have been probably the first record that we had.
Yeah.
It was on We
Wow.
Pow's label. It was the Pow
Yes.
label at that time.
Wow, that's crazy. And
Mad old.
what was the sound you were playing at that time there?
At that time, it was stereo. I don't even think I was a sound yet.
Yeah.
I think I was
You just like
just a
records.
DJ. Yeah. I don't even think we had developed a sound yet, but right around that time or shortly after, it was Stereomatic was the first sound.
Yeah. Yeah, and that I remember, especially talking about it in the first podcast that we're gonna actually send a link to after the fact so they could check out our actual first conversation we had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was 2019 just passed? We're going into 2020 right now. What were 3 of your biggest moments for yourself in 2019?
2019 biggest moments. I don't musically or just overall.
Just let's go overall.
Overall, musically, it's hard to say. I wouldn't say that 2019 was anything crazy overall. I've had much more crazier experiences, but in 2019, I got to see a lot of other places that I never got to see before. I was able to go to Thailand. Well, I'd been to Thailand. I was able to go to Thailand again, and I went to Bali.
Okay.
I visited Dubai, so I was able to see different cultures and different experiences that way. So those were more my highlights this year, I would say.
Yeah. More to traveling. And what is it about traveling that you really like to do? Because I know you're always on a plane.
Nah, I just like, for me, it just opens your mind. It opens your mind from the stresses here. It allows you to get that breath of fresh air, you know, relax, come back with new ideas, new thoughts. And then on top of that, you're able to actually go and see things that you've always wanted to see, number one, and two, experience things that people have always talked about or different cultures, and see how people live and see how people do it abroad in other places.
Yeah.
And you know, it's either one. It can either teach you things or it can make you appreciate things. So
That's true.
yeah.
And all trips generally do that. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. You remember the first place you actually went on a plane? Where the first place you've ever been on a trip?
Yeah, the first trip that I took, I was 16 and I went to Cancun.
Okay.
And yeah, I was 16, I went to Cancun, young, wild, and reckless, and drank my life away. I drank tequila and got so drunk I threw up, and literally didn't drink tequila for probably at least 12, 13 years after that. No. It's just the thought of it, I could just smell it, and it was just bad. It was a bad experience. I was down there. Yeah, it was. Wow. But it was. Yeah, that's where I went. I went to Cancun when I was 16.
That's crazy right there. Because again, I know you like to travel. And one thing I see you do to us, especially when you're traveling, you somehow end up somewhere where there's animals or a zoo or something. Because I know you're big on animals.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny. It's funny you say that, because when I was younger and I was in high school, I wanted to do my co-op at the zoo. Yeah. So I've always been intrigued by exotic animals, and even sometimes when I'm lingering around and I'm watching TV, I'll watch animals, exotic animals. I don't like cats. I don't like dogs. I don't like the regular stuff, but it has to be zoo style animals, exotic.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite animals?
I would say cheetah is still my favorite. It's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
Not a cheater, a cheetah.
Cheetah. Remember, if you're saying it in Jamaica, we know exactly what you're saying. And what was it, the intrigue about animals that actually drew you towards animals?
To be honest with you, to this day, I don't even know. I'm just intrigued by them. I don't know if it's just them being wild and reckless and just doing as they wish and having to hunt to survive. I don't know what it is. I just like animals. I like animal shows. I watch National Geographic. I watch Animal Planet. All those things. I follow Tarzan on Instagram.
You just like what you like. But again, that goes to show that there's many dimensions to White Boy. Okay, yeah, you play music, you play reggae, soca, and hip hop and stuff. But outside of that, because remember, you're in the club for 3 hours. You must have a life. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is the life outside of the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. Okay, I have a round here called Rapid Facts. But before I do the Rapid Facts, I'm going to ask anybody that's in the chat right now, when we're done the Rapid Facts, if you have a question you want to ask White Boy, put it in the chat and we'll choose one of the questions. So we're going to do the Rapid Facts now. But anybody that has a question to ask, leave it in the comments and we'll go through it and we'll ask White Boy live because this is a live studio audience, right? Right. All right. So then right now, this round, rapid facts. I ask you some quick questions. You give me back some quick answers and we take it from there. All right?
All right.
Okay. What's your favorite color?
Purple.
All right. What's your biggest fear?
Dying.
Yeah, I understand. Trust me. Okay. Favorite food?
Chicken of any sort.
Okay. Are you a cooker or a cleaner?
I'll take the cooking.
Cleaning. Okay, the cooker. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's the last book you read or listened to?
Playboy. I don't know. I don't know.
The Hugh Hefner documentary. Yes, we have the Hugh Hefner biography. Yes, we understand that. Okay. What's your hobby?
Traveling is one of them.
Okay. What's your hidden talent that most people don't know you have?
Probably graphic designer.
Yeah, you're pretty dope on that still, you know what I mean? I remember from Clear Graphic days to now, what's a new company called?
I still do the crystal clear graphics.
Crystal Clear.
For the most part, yeah.
All right.
And
Okay.
creative too.
Got you. What makes you relax? How do you relax?
Sometimes just being alone.
Being alone.
Blocking everything out and being like,
Yeah. No, I agree with you. All right. What sign are you?
Aquarius.
Damn, Aquarius gang. I understand how your mind works. Very creative and resilient.
Yeah.
Okay. One song that had the biggest influence on your life or career?
I think it's hard. I don't think I have a song that per se had an influence, but a song that every time I hear it, I'm like, yes, is like Biggie Smalls' Juicy. Just like
yes. Big song. Big song. Okay. Your favorite movie of all time?
I like Independence Day. Oddly enough.
Hey, White Boy, I gotta wonder about you here. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer water or do you prefer juice?
As of late, I prefer water, but I've always preferred juice before. But I'm a water man now. Trying to work on my figure.
All right. You prefer something sweet or salty?
Sweet, nothing salty.
All right, I hear you. Okay, and last one here. Favorite comedian of all times?
I like Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Yeah. Big up the Canadians. I mean, Jim's bad still. You know what I mean? All right, we reached the end of the rapid facts now. I'm going to go in and look for a question, but while I'm looking for a question to ask you, there's one thing I seen you were participating in the other night was the dub plate challenge, okay?
Yeah.
I know when it came to dubs, you used to cut a lot of dubs. Tell me your 3 favorite dubs in your box and why.
I think Wayne Wonder.
Okay, before you go there, I'm going to remind everybody in the chat right now, if you have any questions, put it in right now. As soon as we're done this right here, I'm going to be picking your question and we're going to see right there. Okay, so one of your favorite dubs are which one?
I would say Wayne Wonder.
Okay, which one is that?
Anything Goes.
Yeah. Big song.
Yeah. Just because of how when I got it, at the time I got it and I had it in the Clash at fully loaded and the way it worked. Yeah. And that was one of the staples. I don't know. I think when I was playing Vertex, it was pretty dope when we were able to get Jacure when he was in jail. And then also, I think I was rather happy when we started to get all of our Barris dubs, because I've always been a big Barris Hammond lover. So I would say those three artists were like my choices, my favorites.
All right, I see. Okay, so could you see the questions on your screen right now?
Yep.
Do you want me to pick one or you'll choose one?
Pick them, because I can't see all of them. I could see a 1, 2. Okay. Oh, if I can be quarantined to one place, where and why? I'd be quarantined probably in Thailand on a beach.
Okay.
Favorite decade for dancehall, 90s.
Yeah.
Favorite winter wonderland party, I would say it's hard. I like the Cool House days, and the Cool House days, I would say.
Cool House government days were freaking crazy.
Amazing. Yeah.
Hold on. Before we go further, let me tell you something. You and the team were one of the first people I seen back then that tickets were like $15, $20. And when you got to the door, it was $40 with no artist, no nothing. That was the
Yeah.
first time I seen it. And the place was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Big up Trend Center. All right, let's answer some more of these questions here. I see one here. Who do you personally think is a top 5 dancehall reggae DJ in the city right now? And this is coming from Natty.
Dancehall DJs?
Yeah, dancehall reggae DJs in the city, top 5.
Beanie, Black Reaction. I'll give Black's Done the Place. Chippy, Tyrone. Specs, obviously. I can't leave out Specs. Yeah, I would say those would be my 5, like, off the bat. There's a lot of other good ones, but those would be the top 5, like, off the top of my head.
Okay, another one here is, do you think dancehall has progressed?
I think it's progressed. I would say yes, it's progressed. Musically, I don't think it's as good as it should be or as it was, but progression-wise, as far as business-wise, and the artists finally being able to get what they deserve, 100%.
Yeah, you're right about that. Miss Lai _134 says, which Lovers Rock tune is your go-to after one of those days?
After one of those days, if I'm a DJ, I'm gonna get the sing out and I'm gonna drop "Give Me a Try" or "Boom Bye Bye." But if that's if I'm playing in a party. But if I was listening to music, you know, I like "One in a Million." She Says She Loves Me. Any Sanchez Bears really would be my Lover Rock favorite.
Trust me. Okay, we'll take a couple more here before you get you out of here. This one is coming from SB Promo TO. Big up yourself there. This one is your favorite genre outside of reggae and dancehall.
Well, I have to say soca. You don't want me to. I don't want them to beat me. Soca for sure.
Yeah. Who's some of your favorite soca artists?
Soca artists? I like Kes, Marshall, Bungie, Lyrical, Olatunji, Skinny Fabulous, Destra. The list goes on and on and on. They're all talented. I even Voice, especially Voice. I like Voice as a newer artist.
Voice is big right now. All right, one last one here before we give you the floor and get you out of here. This is coming from I Am DJ Crow Row. Okay, what made you post music for other DJs to download?
Well, I put it out there because there's a lot of DJs that have limited crates, and I know this because I DJ with them. And not only do they have limited crates, that they may have songs that they don't know what they are, or they come from an era where they weren't familiar with those musics. I think at this time, especially when we're under quarantines, it's important for us as DJs to be able to play all these songs, to get people recognized and have them recognize that there's more than just the top 10 that we play in the club. Sometimes even myself, I'm forced into a corner where I'm playing at 1:30, 2 o'clock. It's very difficult for us to be able to play anything outside the norm, because the norm is what people are accustomed to and want to hear. So if the DJs can get these musics and put them in their crates and expose the audience to them, when we go back to the clubs, they'll be familiar. So for me, I'm gonna take my time in the weeks ahead and try and send out some songs that some DJs might not have. And if they want to download it, perfect. If they don't, so be it.
Yeah, but you know, you're doing your part in
doing my part to assist.
Yeah. One last question here is from I Am Scarborough. Do you prefer to play in the East or in the West?
I don't really have a preference, to be honest with you. I'm from the East. So when I play in the East, I get a good response in the East. When I play in the West, equally, I've spent the last, I would say, 15 years or more in the West. So my following out there is equally the same. So there's not really a difference between the East or West. So I would say, that's my answer. I'm not gonna go East to West.
I remember when you really got to West. I would say where you really start to flourish in West was probably Zone 1 days.
Yeah. Zone 1 times, and then it just developed from there.
Everything changed from there. Yeah. All right, that's the end of the questions from our live studio audience. You guys are the best. Thank you so very much for checking in. Now the floor is yours, White Boy. Any inspiration you want to leave, any dig ups, leave your contacts right now. Anything to get anybody through these next, I think, 13 days we have to go. Yeah, so anything, the floor is yours right now.
13 days is going to be more than 13 days. But I think that it's amazing that all of our DJs and all of our comedians and promoters and personalities like yourselves are all doing our part to keep people active. And this is just another sign that no matter what hard times we go through, music can keep people happy and in a good spirit. So, you know, the simple fact that everybody's doing live podcasts at night, DJs are linking up, sharing music, you know, guys are putting out mixes for the public to keep moving and grooving to. I think it's amazing. And I hope that the public can see the efforts that we're putting forth to assist them and keep them sane. So, you know, the favor will come back to us when we are back up and operable, and they'll come out and support us just the same. As far as music wise, if you guys want any music, log on to my website, www.djwhiteboy.com, WHITEBWOY.com. You can also type DJ Whiteboy in SoundCloud, on Spotify. Working on getting the iTunes stuff up and running in the days ahead. But yeah, and on Instagram at DJ Whiteboy. But yeah, like I said, I want to just big up everybody doing their part, all the DJs. You know, some of the stuff I'm seeing on there, it's comical, but at the end of the day, it's keeping us sane. It's keeping us smiling, right? So, you know, in the hard times, you just got to keep smiling and keep doing what we need to do to make sure that we're all good and, you know, try and stay clean. And just like I said, I seen India post something the other day, and it hit me. It's like 21 days of quarantine to save us from going back 21 years of having to fix things. So hold the liquid 21 days and call it a day.
It's not, you know what it is? It's not 100% easy for a lot of people, especially when it's financially that was teeter-tottering in the first place. And then for them to get this type of slap, they were waiting to get that pay Monday, but everything imploded on the Saturday. So it's like, frig. Those are the kind of people I feel sorry for. Another set of issue is a lot of people that's in the entertainment industry that never really took social media or online serious. Because right now, it's your social currency is what's going to bridge you to get to where you're going.
100%. You know, and at the end of the day, it's like it's important for all of us to even help each other. If you have to lend a man $100, lend a man $100. It's gonna come around. It's gonna come around, and like a lot of people, you might sit here and say, you know, it's only $100 or $200. A man must be able to find that, but some people cannot find it. So it's our duty as friends and people that work with one another to help each other, and the favors will come back around.
Yeah, of course. What's the first thing, before I let you go, what's the first thing that you're looking forward to do as soon as all of this is over? The first thing you want to do?
Like I said, I just want to get back to work and just having a party. Just us enjoying it, one another, and being able to be around each other and link up and, you know what I mean? Have a bottle or 2 or 10 of Heineken's. I mean, on my Hennessy party.
Trust me. Whiteboy, you've been an amazing guest like always. Everybody that's watching this now, you guys can log on to the link in my bio. That's a linktree/2line music and go to our very first episode. You can't see it, but you could actually listen to it. It's about an hour and change episode. The first one with me and Whiteboy there, and you'll get all the information about our good friend Whiteboy that you probably, a lot of stuff you've never heard him say before.
100%. Definitely.
All right, Whiteboy, it's always a pleasure. Listen to me. If I have 30 more things I'm doing, trust me, you're the first one I'm coming to, because I know you're going to say, you know, come, let's go do it.
Of course, I've always been number one.
You know what I mean?
Always. We set the trend. Trend set does.
Big up yourself, Whiteboy. So listen, this is Muscle, and this has been another 2Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast live, all right, with our special guest, Whiteboy, and we're signing off right now.
Respect.
Thank you again for everybody that tuned in, that's watching and came through. You know what? We're trying to set up some more for the rest of the week. So this is going to be a 12 o'clock. We're going to come in for about half an hour, talk to everybody in the entertainment industry until we're off quarantine, and we keep that moving.
Bless.
Whiteboy, big up yourself, brother.
All right. Stay safe, brother.
Wow. All right. Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by www.2linemusichut.com.